What's up, badass nerds? I saw the Child's Play remake. Not good. Okay, so to be honest, I never really understood the whole Chucky thing. One of my best friends is terrified of Chucky and absolutely nothing else. She will watch the scariest, goriest shit and be completely unfazed. I don't think I've seen her jump once, no matter how grotesque, gory, and fucking emotionally scarring the movie is for me. For some reason, Chucky terrifies her. Something about her grandmother's house and weird dolls in the guest bedroom, I don't really remember. But she will not watch it. And for that reason, I watched every single Chucky movie there was a few years back, just to try to figure out what freaked her out so much about this little ginger doll. And to be honest, I still don't fucking get it. But I can appreciate the Chucky movies for what they were, or are. 80s and 90s horror movies that were so fucking bad that they were good. I mean, they're a cult classic. They were a phenomenon. Like, I don't think anyone doesn't know who or what Chucky is. But the same cannot be said for this new 2019 remake of Child's Play. Now, I went to see the new Child's Play the Sunday after it came out, and here are my thoughts. The only good things about this movie are the cast and the comedy. That's literally it. Oh, and by the way, what the fuck is this? This new version of Chucky looks like a freaking Cabbage Patch doll. There's nothing scary about it. Yet my best friend won't even watch the trailer for this movie. I texted her about it, asking her, and she said, "No, woman, I'm not fucking doing it." Maybe if I texted her a picture of the new Chucky, she'd actually watch at least the trailer. But she might also punch me in the face, so I'm gonna play it safe and not do that. Back to my point though, the new Chucky is not scary. When I went to see the movie, my date, yes date, don't fucking ask, he apparently did not see the trailer either and didn't know what the new Chucky was supposed to look like. When he saw it on screen, he said, and I quote, "What the fuck is that? This movie is going to suck." And it did. The first version of Chucky, I can at least say, was a little bit menacing. I mean, he was enough to scare a girl that I thought was unscarable. But this new version is just adorable. Even when its face is contorted and it's covered in blood holding a knife, you just want to hug it. So let's bypass the appearance of Chucky for a minute. Let's pretend that they didn't choose the least frightening looking thing humanly possible. The movie was still real bad. Okay, so I understand updating the story because it's the future and all, but they completely decimated it. In the 1988 version of Child's Play, a quote-unquote good guy doll is inhabited by a serial killer named Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky. And he uses black magic to transfer his soul into the doll as he is dying after being shot down by the police. And He then has to try to transfer his soul into the first living creature / person that he reveals his true self to, which of course would be his owner, Andy. Makes sense, right? There's scary magic involved and murder because it's inhabited by a serial killer. And the doll, or the Chucky, has a clear objective: inhabit his new owner, Andy, so that he can have a body and a life. Makes sense. New version? Oh, God. Updated version? The Buddy doll. It can do everything. It's completely computerized, and it can do a bunch of tasks for you and fucking do your homework and shit. Like, just everything. It even has an app, on a phone or whatever, and it can be synced to other devices like TVs and radios and shit that is made by the same company that makes the doll. And there's a camera so you can watch through the doll's eyes, which comes into play a lot in the movie. So basically, a disgruntled employee of the factory that makes the Buddy dolls, which appears to be in a third world country, or at least that's what looks like they're trying to convey in the movie. He goes to one specific doll and takes all of the safeguards off of it. So it can now curse, get pissed off, learn to be violent, all that good shit. Then the employee jumps out of the window of the factory and kills himself. That's the whole story. There's no dark magic, there's no objective, it's just technology gone wrong. The killing spree that ensues is due only to this doll robot's compulsive need to make and keep his new owner and best friend, 13-year-old Andy, happy. That's it. That's the whole reason that this doll starts going and murdering animals and fucking people. Dumbest shit ever. Although the doll's a robot, it takes on human emotions extremely quickly. I mean, it seems to basically fall in love with Andy and then becomes severely vindictive when he feels that Andy has scorned him. Like, what? I feel like I don't even need to say anything, because the absurdity of it all kind of speaks for itself, don't you think? Excuse me. You didn't hear that. Like I said, though, it was funny, and the casting was on point. If this movie had been marketed as a comedy, I might have actually loved it. But it wasn't. This garbage pile of a movie was supposed to be scary. Even the gore was obnoxiously fake, which I wasn't really mad about because I hate gore, so I want to thank the special effects team who did such a shitty job. No offense. Also, another random and unnecessary detail was that Andy was hearing impaired and had to wear a hearing aid. And yet he seemed to have no trouble hearing even when the hearing aid fell out or was lost. It was mentioned several times in the movie, but had no effect on the plot or story really in any way. If you're gonna have a hero with a disability, have the disability come into play at a pivotal moment in the story, for fuck's sake. Otherwise, what was the freaking point? In one of the Chucky movies, the hero was a girl in a wheelchair, and she was a motherfucking badass. And obviously, her disability would have had to come into play because it affected her movements and such. But Andy can't hear, supposedly, even though his hearing seems fucking perfect to me, and it doesn't make any difference at all. Like, why? But hats off to the cast. You did a great job, and you are not the reason that this movie sucked. Congrats. I mean, Aubrey Plaza, with her monotone, deadpan sense of humor, was just perfect as Andy's mother. Brian Tyree Henry, who I've never heard of, who played Detective Mike Norris, was also hilarious. And I looked him up on IMDb, and he apparently, was Emmy nominated and shit. I just never heard of him. He was funny as hell. Again, if this movie was a comedy, it would have been awesome. But missed opportunity, I suppose. Also, I saw on IMDb that there's gonna be a Quiet Place 2 that apparently Brian Tyree Henry is going to be in. One of the best things about A Quiet Place was John Krasinski. At least for me, because I am in love with him. But the movie was good, even if he wasn't in it. Which would have been a travesty if he wasn't, though. Just saying. So, I'm looking forward to that, because that'll be dope, because he's probably going to be directing it at least. And he did a fucking awesome job last time. I'm getting off track. Back to Child's Play. It was terrible. I don't recommend it, but I'm sure, everyone's gonna watch it anyway, because the first one was a cult classic, and it's just one of the movies you just gotta see. I'm just telling you that it's bad, even though you're probably gonna watch it anyway. So that's all, folks. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Duh. And if you are subscribed, hit the bell so that you know when I upload videos. Because I've actually been doing it every week. It's crazy for the past 4 weeks. If I get this up next week, it'll be 5 weeks. It's insane. So hit the bell because I'm doing good. Not to toot my own horn, but beep beep, motherfuckers. I'm gonna put a link or whatever over here to my other Scaredy Cat movie reviews, and then here I'm just gonna put the last video that was put up. So yeah, keep being badass, keep being nerdy, much love, and peace out, y'all.